In this video, we're going to be reviewing the Garmin Forerunner 935 and talking about whether or not it's worth picking up as a golf watch. So what we're going to be covering in this video are my first impressions, what it actually does, how it performed, the pros and cons, and also the best place to pick it up. And I will just mention our gear giveaway. If you want to enter in, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment giveaway down below. Do those three things and you'll be automatically entered. Okay, so let's start with my first impressions. So this is one of the top multi-sport watches on the market, and it's pretty much a more compact version of the Garmin Fenix 5. It does have most of the golf features you're going to want, not quite as much as the Garmin S60, but it is designed for someone who also goes like hiking or swimming, to the gym, or pretty much anything like that. So it's more so not just a strictly golf watch. So it's probably best for someone who plans on using it for other activities as well, just because it has a more of an expensive price tag. But let's cover the golf features it actually has. So this watch doesn't have all the features in the world, but it does show the distance to the entire green and also hazards on the course. It does have the pinpoint feature, which is cool. You can basically see exactly where the pin is and how far away you are, pretty much from anywhere on the course. I found myself using it all the time, and it really helped me with my distance control. You can also download the 40,000 courses available from around the world. It does have the auto shot feature, and it is compatible with Garmin TrueSwing as well. So those are kind of the main golf features that it does have. Again, there are some watches on the market that have more. But this is generally for someone who wants, additional sports and that kind of thing. Okay, so the non-golf feature that it has, so this along with the Fenix 5 are probably the most feature-packed watches on the market. The first is that you can upload GPX routes and then follow them on the street or on the trail if you're doing hiking or that kind of thing. It also has 15 different sports apps, so like running, the gym, swimming, that kind of thing, which is going to be cool if you're going to actually use those. And then one of the main reasons someone would want a watch like this is because it does have more fitness tracking features than your normal golf watch. Some of the normal golf watches will count steps, that kind of thing. But for people who want to know more heart rate, calories burned, all that kind of stuff, that's kind of why you would go for something like this. So let's talk a little bit about the design. So the Forerunner isn't the smallest or most compact watch on the market, but it is fairly comfortable compared to others, and it was designed pretty well in my opinion. All of the info and the numbers on the screen was easy to read, and it was fine for both men and women with smaller or larger wrist sizes. So it was a good watch in that it fit pretty much anybody. Overall, I did like the design a lot more than the Fenix 5 since it did sit a lot flatter on my wrist and it was more compact. I just found it to be more comfortable just because I'm not a big fan of the kind of big and bulky watches. So how did it perform? This isn't the main thing that really matters, but out of all of the multi-sport watches we've tested in the past, the Forerunner was near the top of the list in terms of GPS data on the golf course. It probably wasn't quite as good as the Garmin S60. It always seemed to be within about 5 yards of the course markers or my laser. So sometimes it was perfect, but kind of worst case, it was about 5 yards off. But it was better than the Vivo Active 3 and was similar to the Fenix 5, which was more money as well. The battery life was also really good and lasted longer than most golf watches. So it did last about 4 full rounds. Your normal golf watch is generally 2, maybe 3. So that was definitely a big plus to it. So overall, performance was really good. Pros: it has a light and compact watch. It has a bunch of additional features. It's one of the more accurate multi-sport watches, and then the battery life was great on it. Cons: it doesn't have as many features as the high-end golf watches, but it does have most of kind of the basic features that you'd be looking for. It is a fairly expensive watch. There's no internal music storage, so you can't actually store music on it, but you can use the watch to basically change songs that are on your phone. If you're at headphones or whatever, that kind of thing, you can actually use the watch to change songs, that kind of thing. But pretty much those are the main cons to it. The pros are definitely outweighing the cons in my opinion. But let's cover the breakdown. So performance score, I'll give it a 9, price score an 8, ease of use 8, my personal score an 8.5, which is really solid in terms of multi-sport golf watches. Frequently asked questions: so the Fenix 5 or the Forerunner 935, they're essentially the same watch in terms of features, but the 935 is slimmer and that's why I prefer it. Vivo Active 3 or Forerunner 935, the battery life on the 935 was better, and it did have slightly more features, and that's why I prefer the Forerunner over the Vivo. But is it worth it? Taking into account all the pros, all the cons, I would say. So overall, the Forerunner 935 is definitely my favorite multi-sport watch and would highly recommend it. It does have what seems to be endless features. It is compact and comfortable. It's super accurate, and it's the cheaper model compared to the Phoenix, as well as some of the other ones out there, which is nice. If you're someone who wants, a watch with all the features and plan on using this watch for not only golf but other activities, whether it's swimming, hiking, running, cycling, that kind of thing, you should look no further than this. You're definitely not going to find a better option in my opinion. But if you would like to see more images or reviews of any of the mentioned products, or you want to get any of them for the lowest price available, click the link in the description down below. At the time of the video, that was the best place I could find it, so you can go ahead and check out the current price if you want. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you in the next one.